50th is one of those opportunities that you never saw coming. I It wasn't part of my, it was not in my manifesto because I didn't even know that MG's Kaduna was going to be 50. After my inauguration in Abuja, that was in January. It was in March, late March, that somebody said the following year, 2023, was going to be the 50th anniversary of Federal Government College Kaduna. I was just, everything in me just went down. To plan a 50th of a school like Federal Government College Kaduna or any school at all, you take at least minimum of 2 years of planning. Now, we are talking of 8 months. So, and I was like, what would I do? What do I do? I said, oh, I looked inward. I noticed that my head school didn't have the capacity to pull what was in my mind, but I had to take I needed their endorsement. So when I met the head school, I said, look, guys, this is a challenge we're having. I'm thinking of us, getting consultants to do these things. But at schools, everybody have done one event thing or together. There was arguments and everything. But as God will have it, I had a day. So I said, look, everything will be shipped out and given to consultants to help us drive it. But with the proviso, because they said if it goes wrong, it's my name that will be on the platter, and I said no problem. So I got Monel, um, their reputable consultant I've used for other projects, and we spoke for another 2 weeks every day. These guys were drilling me. What do we want? We were actually, okay, Obasanjo came in, but the person we actually wanted was the president of Rwanda. Yeah, yeah, me and big ideas was the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and the reason was that Rwanda have we have shared history with Rwanda. Rwanda have had a civil war. Rwanda's public schools, were doing better. And there was a time that ours was, the talk of the town. Everybody wanted to go to unity schools. But now that wasn't so. I needed somebody that could talk to us. But then, I now spoke to one of our seniors. I'll tell you how he got into it later, Senior Igboji of Access Bank. And now said, okay, why I even chose Senior Igboji of Access Bank to be the chairman of the occasion was because of Paul Kagame, because I knew that Access Bank had a branch in Rwanda, and there was no way they would have a branch in Rwanda. So now Bojo won't be the president. When he got on board, and I told him that look, we want Paul Kagame to be Nazi. Now told me that look, Paul Kagame has been coming to Nigeria a lot, and that he doesn't think that he want to come for any other function in Nigeria. In the nearest future. So what I did. So we now started discussing names. We discussed Gowon, we discussed Obasanjo, but we now zeroed in former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Then something strange happened. Till today, I don't know. I don't think Sinai knows my relationship with General Obasanjo. What happened was that when he brought up the name, I just pretended as if I didn't know President Obasanjo. So because look, my relationship with President Obasanjo is not the kind of relationship he has. I knew it was easier for him to get President Obasanjo on board than me. If it's going to be me, I'm going to do fasting and prayers, and I didn't have the time for that. So I just added whatever he said. He said, okay, we get to President Obasanjo. He spoke to President Obasanjo. President Obasanjo said he was coming on board. Okay, his PA was talking to President Obasanjo's PA and was having issues with President Obasanjo's PA. So when he told me that, I just called President Obasanjo's PA. I said, that thing that you are delaying, I'm part of it. And I said, hey, he was saying that some Seyi Gambo there, that there can only be one Seyi Gambo. And I said, it's me, I'll be president, but Sinai Boji does not know I'm related to you people. So he now got the letter out. The acceptance letter came out that same day. When the PA was showing me the acceptance letter, I pretended as if I've not seen it. That, you people have done this, So anyway, to fast forward, President Obasanjo came in. Then part of the process is that the consultants we agreed on again. It was intense. We agreed on the kind of gift you'll be giving people. We agreed on the ambience, the kind of halls we are going to use. We agreed on security. We agreed on, the state that we are going to have it. There's nothing that we did not put into place. And when we were discussing with the consultants, so one of the things that consultants we came up with that there are going to be a logo launch, as there's going to be a competition where we're going to pick the best logo that's going to represent that 50th. So we started that competition. Another strange thing that happened was that the PRO now, Kune Ajala, now told me that this logo launch, oh, you must do it, it must be loud. It's not something small thing oh, that you must bring in the press and everything. So I now said, well, good idea. So we now said there will be a logo launch, and the press side was kept. Now, as the process was going, I was having challenges in getting the endorsement of Senior Iboje to come in at that time. We have not, I was not fully on board until Senior Abu. I spoke to Abu Joda. Senior Abu Joda is like, apart from my senior in school, he's also a family friend. He's an uncle. I call him uncle actually. So when I now told him that I wanted Senior Iboje, that I've been chasing him for months, now said, "Don't worry, you do it." I was shocked. That was the first time my spirit was settled. The following day, it's nobody that I've been chasing. I just called him once. He picked the call. We started talking. I said nothing, nothing. And I said, okay, wanted to have a logo launch. And I said we should come and have it in his office. Later on, when he looked at the crowd, he said, I know we are too much for his office, that I should look for a venue. And time was going. We had about 48, we had a week for the venue rather. So to get the money to the venue, everything, the venue, we couldn't have the venue again. The venue was at Muzon Center. So when the money was not ready, the venue was not available. I now called Yinka Davis. Yinka Davis is always doing all these opera songs and everything. She's a good friend of mine. I said, Yinka, where can we still use in Mozon Center? She gave me the name of the facility manager. One thing led to another. They gave us one place. We looked at it, said, okay, this would do for what we wanted. Now I kept the issue of the press from Sinai Boje for a reason. I'm so sorry if anybody is going to see this, but I had to ambush him because at that time when we were discussing, it was not too sure of if he was going to come in. Sinai is top notch, so he won't want his name to be in anything that that would not be with his profile. So when we now got the place, Sinai Boje came. I already called channels, called everybody. And when channels bought their bill, 2 point something million. Where would I get 2 point something million for only channels? I now called the MD of channels and I said, because we all went to University of Lagos together, and I called and said, Dr. Momo, this is my challenge or everything like that. You know what? It's so amazing. He just said, if this is what you want to achieve with this 50th, don't worry, the bill is on me. 2 point something was written off. I mean, 2.7 or 2.8, I've forgotten now, was written off, by someone that didn't go to my school. So that's when I said, man, God had in this thing. So we had the logo launch. People came in general. Mohammed came in, flew in from Abuja. Many CEOs came. Many names. Ajibade. Many people came in. Senior. There's so many. Anyway, a lot of people came in. Somebody even came in from the UK. That Sadio Enola came in from the UK. He was the UK chapter chairman at that time. So as soon as we got the place done, the press people started coming, about 16 of them. That's when because like a week before then, when we were still looking at who will be the face of it, the consultants were saying that as the president, I should be the face. But I knew that the scope of what we wanted to do, I didn't have the status to pull that thing together. So I said, no, this thing is not Gbojes that is going to drive it to. They said, but you know that the glory. I said, let's take all the glory. But the thing I know is that they will say this thing happened during Seyi Gambo's time. So, so those guys were amazed because as a leader, you have to know your strengths. You have to know when you have to yield for. This is our ecosystem. We know ourselves. We know the lightweight. We know the heavyweight. We know the super heavyweight. Sniper is me and say lightweight. So Sniper, I just said, are you there? Sharp, sharp. So when he came in, the media people came in. That's when I put handcuff on Senior Bojo. The whole world now knew that he's the face of the team. That day I slept very well. So challenges here and there. So there was a fallout between Abolore and the consultant, because Abolore was the person that was the in-house driver of the day. There's I just call like Abolore. When I was Lagos chapter chairman, Abolore and I have done all the parties. All this the model for all the parties we're having now was Abolore and I and Matthew, yes, that thought of all these things. So I knew that the only person that could pull this thing up was Abolore. So I called Abolore. Abolore, I said, Abolore, I have issues. I know you're a banker, you're very busy, but you have to do this thing for everyone. He said, what? I said, this is it. Eh? Abolore just said, you think about it, Abolore, you don't have time to think about it. You are doing it. I've told everybody that you are doing it. I said, okay, that's going to do it. But am I promising him 100%? I said, Abolore, you are 100%. Anything you want to do, anyhow you want it to play out. But this is the document that we have with the consultant. But on that day of the logo launch, there was an issue between Abolore and the consultant. Now, the consultant and I we've known for about 20 years. She's very dear to me. And after that day, she said, oh, she was complaining about Abolore. I said, look, Abolore is in charge. I said, forget me, I'm the president, but Abolore is in charge. Apparently, she didn't get what I was saying. Because I told her, I didn't lie. I said, you have to suck up to Abolore. Abolore is going to run this thing. But human beings, she is like, she knows the president. But me, when I hand over to you and I know you are competent, because I know I'm going to be thinking of so many things. I can't be going back with personality clashes and everything. No, she was not able to do that. And the day I've already said that I can't work with her, I just called her up. I said, you and I are very close. I've already cannot work with you. And that was it. That was it, because mine is that I have something before me, and whatever it's going to take, I didn't need any distraction. But to tell you about life, when we are doing a post-mortem of the 50th anniversary, Abolore said that we wouldn't have gotten to where we are without the consultant. Abolore himself now advised that we should double the amount we are meant to give to them. That's life for you. It's not about beef. It's about we have a job to do, and what's the best way to do it.